Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Galactopod, where we talk about a galaxy worth of different topics. My name is Nico.
My name is Logan.
And today we have a shorter main segment because we're reviewing a show that came out in 2023?
It wasn't 23.
Was
it
it
24?
Was it 24?
I think it was 24.
I don't know, but it came out a while ago now.
Peacemaker Season 1 was 23.
Was Peacemaker Season 1 23?
I'm like 90% sure.
Speak up. But
I'm like 90% sure, yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, we're reviewing Creature Commandos today. That's going to be our main segment. Our secondary segment is we're going to be doing a King of the Hill type.
We'll explain it when we get to it.
Yeah, we'll explain when we get to it. But I'm actually really excited for that. But our main thing is that we're going to start with is going to be a Season 1 review of Creature Commandos, because there are some rumors that we will be getting a Season 2 at some point. We have no idea when, but we're going to be getting it at some point. Do you want to start with pros or cons after we get our ratings?
I have some interesting ones in the pros, so I'll do pros.
Okay, you want to start with pros? Okay. First, we'll give our ratings. Okay. These are our ratings. Creature Commando Season 1 on 3. 1, 2, 3, 8.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were giving it the same. Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was pretty good.
No,
I think it's a...
But it was really good, but like the few flaws that were there, it's like
Yes.
I can't justify giving it higher than an 8.
If it got... I'm going to mention it later in my cons, but if one of the cons wasn't as blatant, it could have been an 8.5 easily.
Yeah, there's like 2 for the cons that genuinely drop it. Like,
yeah.
Probably a full point for me, honestly.
Yeah. But, you give your first pro.
I'll start with this because I'm going to talk about the opposite later. They delivered like a lot of different plot lines with the runtime that they had, like pretty well.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah, I think they did. It's kind of crazy because like
it was only like an hour, or it was an hour and a half of just runtime, right? Like maybe a bit under that.
I don't know. I mean, it was like 20 minutes of actual runtime per episode. There were 7 episodes.
8 episodes.
No, there were 7.
7?
There were 7. But yeah, no, I think they did really good with the runtime they had. But, yeah, I think they did a pretty good job. I'm gonna give my first one. And this kind of like goes to like the entirety of like the DCU in general. But I just think it was such a good choice because technically this was the first official entry into James Gunn's like DCU, like officially, like it's canon. I just love how we're jumping into a world that's like already established, bro. Like, like in this world, the Suicide Squad shit has already happened. Mm-hmm. Like, because in a way, the first entry technically was James Gunn's Suicide Squad, but there's some stuff that like it probably isn't canon from that, and there's some stuff that is, so it's kind of iffy. This is the first actual one, and it just felt so good to jump into it where, like, it's all, like, there's so many references to this shit. Like, obviously, we have Cersei. They talk about fucking Themyscira a lot. Yeah. They talk about, like, actual
They talk about Suicide Squad 2 a lot.
They talk about Suicide Squad 2. There's, like, in Cersei's vision, you see, like, characters, like, well-known, and, like, and so, like, I just think it's really
Wonder
cool.
Woman and Superman.
Yeah, and, like, there's Flash, Batman, and, like, I just thought it was really cool.
I think introducing Cersei here was interesting. I thought they would save her, but
considering what they're doing with her character for this like universe, I think it was a good idea to introduce her here.
Yeah.
And like, to be honest, bro, I think Cersei was actually okay. I think Cersei was good.
I thought she did pretty good, but my only thing is you're gonna kind of run out of like notable Wonder Woman villains.
I mean, I don't think so. You still have
Cheetah.
You still have Cheetah. You still have you can really do any of the Greek gods, to be honest.
Yeah, but like the only like most of them aren't notable in the comics.
Yeah, but like, dude, that doesn't mean that like they can't use them.
I guess.
They still have Giganta. They still have.
I always forget about Giganta.
Yeah. They still have like she has like a female version of Lex Luthor. I always forget that girl's name, but like
I can do it. That's something that like.
And like she doesn't really have the big rogues gallery anyway, so it's like I guess, but like you could still use. Can you use Cersei? Does she die or no? I'm forgetting. She doesn't die.
She gets locked up, but she has like the fucking.
Oh yeah, but no, so they could still use her anyways. So it's fine.
Yeah,
they could still use her anyways. But yeah, give your next one.
I feel like it wasn't really a plot twist, but like the thing with the princess, like the kind of plot line they pulled with her. I feel like it was
that really.
I
like the twist at the end.
Yes, I like the twist itself. There's some stuff I want to say about her specifically, but the twist itself, I feel like was pretty decent.
Okay, that's actually my cons. I'm gonna be honest. The twist.
Like
in terms of like what it means.
I have something to say about the princess in my cons.
Okay, we'll get to it when we get to it. I'll get my next one. This kind of like also just goes for James Gunn. I feel like this is where he does his best writing.
Yeah.
You know, like we see it with this. We saw it with his Suicide Squad movie. Like a group of like
Peacemaker season 1 kind of.
Yeah, where like a group of like morally gray characters is kind of where he excels.
Oh, and the first Guardians of the Galaxy was one.
Yeah, exactly. So like he kind of does really good with like characters who aren't really as black and white as a character like maybe Superman is.
Yeah.
Or like
Which
something like that.
Really good with Superman, but
he still did really good with Superman. But I'll say this though. If some of the, like, we'll get to a cons when we get to them, but if some of these cons were like lessened or just weren't there, this would be better than Superman.
Oh, yeah, probably.
This would be better than Superman. Because this is what he excels at.
Yeah,
especially you give him a platform like animation where he's not really where like he can actually do all like the crazy fucking like
fights and
all like that. I don't know. I just think it's really cool.
The fucking middle fingers through the tanks. Like,
yeah, I just think this is like exactly what he's good at, and like that's what worries me for like, I don't know, like is he going to make fucking
Man of Tomorrow?
Like Man of Tomorrow? Is he going to make like I don't think he would do this, but like, is he the type of writer that can handle someone like Brainiac?
I don't know. Like I worry he's gonna try.
To be fair, he can't do worse than what we've seen so far.
Yeah, he can't
do
a
lot
worse
of Brainiac live action stuff.
Well, he can't do worse than any of the live action Supermans, basically, or villains, other than Lex Luthor. Like he did really good with Lex Luthor.
He did really good with Lex, yeah.
But he still added there was still like some comedy added that's like really kind of like not Lex Luthor thing, which I didn't mind it. Like
I don't think
Nicholas Hoult did it really well. Like
Lex Luthor had some funniness to him
in the but it's different in the movie than it is in like the animated shows. You get what I mean?
I don't think it was super funny in the Superman though.
I wouldn't say super.
Like it wasn't like cracking jokes and stuff.
No, like the way the lines are delivered. Like I don't know if he can get like just the genuine.
Do you have an example on top of your head or no?
There's like one of the scenes where he's like, or like the scene where he like fucking throws the pencils off the desk. They put the pencils back in the cup and he throws it again. Like that
sounds like something Lex Luthor would do in both the comics and like the animated shows.
I don't know.
That sounds like a very Lex Luthor thing to do.
I don't know if I got that vibe, but like,
I don't know. Like bro, Lex Luthor is very petty, bro. That's just the type of shit he does.
True. Dude,
you can't say that. Give your next one.
Okay, this is my personal opinion is that the Bride was the best character.
Yes. Oh my god. Yes, I love the Bride. This is what I was talking about. If the Bride movie that we might end up doing is like the Bride in this, is gonna be amazing.
I already know she's not gonna be, but
yeah, she probably won't be. But I loved the Bride.
I've seen the trailer. She's not gonna be. But like specifically, I have it written down. Specifically, the cry, like the scene where you see like the actual tears falling, after
Victor.
Yeah. And the scene where she's killing the princess. Those are like two of the best scenes of the show.
For sure. Off topic. I want to ask you this: how did you feel about them giving them like the Frankenstein's monster an actual name? Like his name is Eric.
Yeah, Eric.
How do you feel about that?
I think, given that he's been outside for as long as he has, and given his own...
but no, because even in the flashback scenes, when Victor's still alive, his name is Eric.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
How do you feel about that?
It's not it's just kind of weird, but it's like it kind of makes sense, I guess, because it's like Frankenstein in the book is actually the doctor. Like the Frankenstein you're thinking of is actually just his name is Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's just called the creature.
Yeah, he's just called the creature.
He doesn't have an actual name.
So it's like just calling him Eric. It's like okay, whatever.
What the hell? I don't know. I just didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna get to that when I get to that because that's one of my cons I'm gonna be on. But like I'm not gonna talk about my cons right now. But I just didn't like it.
But the Bride was the best character.
The Bride was I loved the Bride.
Like yeah,
I fucking loved the Bride,
like
man.
Even from episode 1, she was like it was very obvious that like, she was standing above like everyone else.
She was such a good character, and I think it like part of it is just because she gets the most spotlight.
She does. I think she got the most screen time out of everyone, right? Other than maybe Dr. Phosphorus.
Phosphorus did not get the screen time. She got, no,
I'm thinking it was Baxter mainly. Yeah, I think she definitely got the most screen time because like
she definitely got the most screen time for sure. I just think, bro, she was the best one, and like maybe I'm like in the minority here. I never want her and Eric to ever be together. Ever.
Oh yeah, no.
Like if season 2 happens, which I'm pretty sure it will. Like we're hearing about it. I do like I very much like I don't even want them to be friends.
But hear me out here. Rick Flag Sr. and the Bride. Hear me out.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so, man.
No.
I don't think so.
I have some talking points about both. No, okay.
Let me get my next one. I'll get my next one. My next one is just... This also kind of goes in with, like, just, like, James Gunn's writing ability when it comes to, like, these kind of characters, is that I thought the dynamics between the crew were so good.
Oh, yeah.
Like
this was I'll tie this into mine. The dynamics and just the entirety of the main cast, minus, I think, like, one or two of them, were just really good characters. Like,
I thought all of the fucking, like, what do they call that? Like, officially, I think their name was, like...
The M-Force or something like that.
Yeah.
It was, like, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Or M-Team. Or something, yeah. But, no, there was two caveats there that I'm going to talk about. But I think...
all of them had good, like, were good, and, like, had good backstories and everything.
The Weasel?
Yes! You didn't think the Weasel had a good backstory? Really?
Well, maybe the backstory, but his actual, like, character in the show I didn't think was good. I felt like he was just there to connect the Suicide Squad 2 movie.
I mean, well, okay. I have something to say about that later. I don't know.
I feel like I feel like he didn't do much of anything. Although he was comedic, he provided some comedic relief, I guess.
I guess, okay. But yeah, I think the dynamics of the crew were just so good. Like, Nina and the Bride were good. The Bride and Phosphorus, G.I. Robot and Nina, like...
G.I. Robot and Nina were really nice.
G.I. Robot and Nina, or like, even to an extent, like, pretty much how all of them interact with, like, Flag is cool, too. It's like, I just thought they were all, like, Gunn just excels at writing group dynamics, and he does a good job.
He excels at specifically that type of group, where it's like, they're not really, like...
All of them have their flaws. They all have
flaws. And it's like he kind of like draws them closer as the show goes on.
Yes,
like that's why the Guardians 1 through 3 is like one of the best like trilogy movies.
Yes,
like ever.
Yes,
because it's just he writes that specific like dynamic so well. He did it so well with Gamora, Rocket, Peter Quill, Drax, especially in the first movie with Drax and
bro. He made people fall in love with a character that said the same 3 words every time.
Yes, bro.
Do you know? Saying that, like saying that out loud sounds insane. But yeah, I just thought he just did so good. And like, he just does a great job of genuinely making you like and feel for every single one of the characters.
Yes. Like, yeah. I'll move on to my next one. I actually don't have that much left. But this was the one thing I said. We kind of already mentioned this. I just feel like the comedy was just good. Like it wasn't forceful. It wasn't overdone, but it wasn't like it was like just dry either.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
I think that's one of my
problems. Or like especially with Dr. Phosphorus, where he's like sarcastic smile. By the way, those were like
that. Yeah, I have this as well. I put that the humor in the show works really well because it's naturally way funnier than Superman, but it's not forced like Peacemaker season 2 felt at times.
From what I've seen of Peacemaker season 2, it literally was like.
Even to an extent, Peacemaker season 1, Peacemaker just did like the comedy did feel forced that time.
Well, yeah, because I feel like he was trying so hard to like adhere to like millennials.
A little bit, yeah.
Like, and it's probably because John Cena was the main character. It's probably because of like everything. Like that show, it just feels like he's trying to get the like that like. Because like, okay, personally, I am not a fan of comedy movies because every single time you watch a comedy movie, the comedy feels forced, but it's like some people just love that, bro. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Bro, every millennial loves comedy movies.
Yeah, I just think that like the comedy worked the best in this one for me.
Oh yeah, no.
In this one, I think this is his best project in terms of comedy. But
yeah, the only one that I would say is like arguably there is Guardians 1, but I still would say this is better.
Yeah, I'll get my next one. I think that like from front to back, like I'll say okay. Maybe this is like cheating a little bit. Everything before the twist, from front to back, I felt like it's the strongest writing we've seen in the DCU so far. Like, because here's the thing. I think Superman was obviously great, but the good parts of this show are just so good in the way that like it screams James Gunn that like I'll say this. If you include the twist, it's no longer like that conversation kind of dies. But everything before the twist, in my opinion, it's the strongest James Gunn writing we've seen.
The twist is because there was undertones that it was going to happen the entire time. Like it was kind of like where she's like, they mentioned in the first episode like, what was it? Pokioistan? How do you say
Pokolistan.
it? Pokolistan. They have oil reserves, and the young princess wants to tap into them for her own country's benefit. Like, it was kind of like, that's why I kind of don't hate. That's why I said I like the twist, because it's like you could tell it was gonna happen the whole time with how the princess acted towards Rick Flag and everything.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't
think it was.
I'll explain my reasoning why I don't like it.
I don't think it was I don't think it was like a 10 out of 10. I don't even think it was like an 8 out of 10 plot twist. I just think it was like the lead up to, like, the twist itself was kind of okay, but the way he like wrote and like the way he delivered the actual like lead up to the twist was very good. So it's like better writing than Superman. I'll say like it's more reminiscent of what James Gunn is good at.
Yeah.
Like that's why it feels better, is because it's just like it kind of feels more natural in some ways than the Superman movie. But like I think the Superman movie's writing was still better. And maybe that is just biased because they had bigger characters with more to go off of.
Here's what my opinion is.
Because
Dr.
Phosphorus is not a big character,
not at all, not at all.
Or like Nina as well, the Bride,
none
of them
are big characters at all.
Other than Cersei and Waller, none of these characters are like known before this show. So that's like why you can maybe say like the Superman movie has better, because when you're writing for big characters like that, it's a blessing and a curse, because it's like you have so much to pull from on how you want to write. But
you can't change too much.
But you can't change too much.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, and I have something I want to say about that later. But my thing is with Superman, listen. When I say this, I'm not saying this in a way where I think it was badly written at all. Like I think it was written really well. The reason why I say that with Superman is because I think the biggest strength Superman had going for it was its charm, in the way that it felt like it really was the first, I don't want to say the
Superman.
first, but it was the first comic book movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's certain frames or like stills or certain scenes that you get in that thing where it really feels like it's just a panel come to life.
Bro, so some people, I've found this out recently, some people hate the coloring of that movie.
That's because they don't like comics. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like some of those are
that's people that like Avengers
scenes.
Movies,
some of those scenes are just pulled straight from comic panels.
Which is like that's genuinely like being able to put that into live action is genuinely beautiful.
That is why people love Superman. There's some parts like if you actually
that's why
if you look at Superman from an objective point of view, the writing, the more objectively you look at it, the worse it kind of is. The writing,
yeah,
because the parent twist was controversial. I'll just say that.
The parent
twist was controversial.
Them changing that was
like it was. If you take off because we like it because we're into this kind of shit and we care about this. But I'm saying you take off your rose tinted glasses, whatever the phrase is, and you look at it for what it is. It is messy. Mm-hmm. The twist is controversial, and there are some scenes that aren't really paced amazingly, but it's like the strength just. Like, the pros outweigh the cons so much.
That twist, this is something I wanted to mention before, and I kind of just forgot about it. They have to write something about that in the Supergirl movie. And
I think they will.
And it's just, I have no clue how they're going to deliver that.
Because here's the thing, is like, James Gunn said this himself as well. Just because Jor-El believed that, does not mean the entirety of Krypton believes that.
True,
right?
I guess.
So it's I gotta be very careful with how I word this, because of, like, I don't want to get political at all. But just because a certain global leader of a country believes something, that does not mean the whole country believes that way. Thinks that way.
But then it's like, that's a large deviation from the comics, because it's like, Jor-El wasn't a large political leader. He was a scientist. Like,
well, no, like I don't think he was a large political leader in that, but he had political beliefs. Like, maybe not political beliefs. I mean, I guess it is a political belief to think you're superior, but like, it's not. Like, that's a socioeconomic, or it's a socio. I mean, like, that's not really what we're here to talk about. But like, that's like I think he was still a scientist. Mm-hmm. But like, are we gonna act like scientists don't have their own crazy beliefs too? Like,
yeah.
So
well, I guess, let's move on from that.
Yeah, true.
That's something to talk about in a few months when Supergirl comes out.
Yeah, when Supergirl. I am so excited for that Supergirl movie though.
I just hope they change the piss filter.
I think they will.
No, because they're making what's supposed to be like a really vibrant movie into a space western.
Have you seen the comic panels, bro?
Yes, you've shown me a lot of them, and I didn't read the comic, but I ended up like looking at like some of the panels themselves.
Dude, it's
like
beautiful.
You're taking like you're taking an amazing piece of art and you're turning it into a western kind of thing.
Bro, some of those panels are so like.
We're way too far off topic. We're way too far.
We're way too far.
Okay,
off
I'm
topic,
like low-key out of pros.
You're out of pros already?
Yeah, I didn't have that many like notable ones written down.
Yeah, we should be fine. I got a few more. My next one is really short. G.I. Robot is the fucking GOAT.
He is
like,
funny, yeah.
He that's probably some of the best like writing, like in terms of like not having to do a lot with a character to make you like them so much.
Yeah.
Cause it's like he's so simple, but he's like so complex at the same time.
Nah, and that line delivery, like the voice actor who like delivered the line was just, oh boy, like bro, that line was the delivery.
Oh
there,
boy, Nazis!
Like bro,
Bro,
that line
so
delivery
good.
was fire.
No, it was so good. I just think, and you know what really like I don't want to talk about this too much. The people who don't like G.I. Robot, you're outing yourself as something. That's all I'm gonna say. If you don't like G.I. Robot, you got people gotta look at you a little differently, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
Might be in favor of a little bit of an island.
Yeah, yeah.
No, but G.I. Robot, yeah, 'cause, like robots in movies are kind of hard to do often. Like we saw like the robot in the Superman movie, like even the robots in some of like the
You're talking about the ones in the Fortress.
Yeah, the Fortress.
Okay.
Like robots in general are kind of hard to do and write, but
I think they'll always be better in animation.
they'll always be better in anime. That's why like when you look at like old Star Wars, the golden one, I'm blinking. Star Wars,
Golden
the
C-3PO.
Yeah, like I feel like you watch him and it's like maybe it's just because it's an older movie, but like
Don't hate on C-3PO in front of me now.
I do like his character. I'm not saying I don't. Like in the comics that I've read, I've liked his character, but in the movie, he's like, it's like a robot but they made it too robotic. You get what I mean?
I don't. But what? They didn't. Whoa, okay, that's not an argument you can make for C-3PO. Too robotic?
I don't know. Maybe it's just a.
He's like one of the characters with the most like vibrant personalities in the whole Star Wars, bro.
No, just the way the line delivery. You know what I mean? And I think this is me just kind of thinking back on it because it's like old movies and stuff.
Yeah, no, he was, dude.
No, but that's not what I was trying to say.
Yeah, that's not.
No, but
that's not an argument you can make for 3.
For animation especially, bro, line delivery matters so much. Like if you go onto like, bro, you get all the edits of like, especially if you watch like more than just regular, like if you watch more than just Western animation, like anime itself or Western, or even just like, bro, how many fire ass lines from Avatar: The Last Airbender are there? Which the delivery was a 10 out of 10.
A lot.
Exactly, bro.
A lot. Or
fucking Ben 10, bro. Like there's some good ass lines in there. And it's like, bro, line delivery, bro, and especially with like how large TikTok is.
I mean, I don't like line delivery in anime. I'm gonna be honest.
There's certain ones that because I know why you don't like them, and you're thinking, but there's like, bro, there's certain ones where it's like, bro, if you hit the line right, it will carry an entire scene.
Definitely, yeah, but you can that's for everything. But I'll just get my next. You know how because you don't have any, right?
Yeah.
This is one. I'm surprised you didn't have this one because I think the last thing we reviewed, I think you said this for Fallout Season 2. I thought the soundtrack was really good here.
Minus the first episode. There was like one in the first episode I really didn't like.
Really? Which one?
I'm trying to remember. I remember I forgot to write it down, but I remember I like listened to it and I'm like, that feels a little like weirdly out of place.
Really? Dude, I thought the song choices fit the scene every time. And Gunn doesn't overdo it like he did in Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Because in Peacemaker, he overdid it a lot.
Yeah.
In this, it was good. The song choice fit every time, and it was just good.
Peacemaker feels like it was built for millennials, bro. Like, everything is, like, overdone. Like, the comedy is overdone.
I don't think it was more so built for millennials. I think it was more so just Gunn was given too much power, and he kind of fell into his, like, bad tendencies a little bit.
Yeah, bro.
With, like, his bad writing tendencies that he has.
Pep Guardiola special.
Okay, come on, man. Let's be.
Let's move to cons.
No, I have a decent amount left, bro, just because you had 3 pros.
Hey, but I had 5. Come on now.
Okay, I'll get my next one. I'll go quicker to my next ones. I thought the format of the episodes all being origin stories for different members of the crew
that was good.
Works so well, especially because pretty much all the backstories are so fucking good, and it has some of the most emotional scenes the DCU is gonna have for a while. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm gonna, like, it is gonna be...
Or the Supergirl movie. The Supergirl movie, if they do it right.
If they do it right. But, like, I don't see how, like, within the next project they have
especially the
up,
Dr. Phosphorus backstory.
Yeah, I don't
think anyone's matching that for a long time.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be able to get some of these emotional scenes. Like, bro, like, I'm sorry. Like, you talk shit about the Weasel. Dude, that
The
scene of the
backstory.
Weasel's backstory.
The backstory was
that
good.
That scene was one of the most emotional things you're gonna get in the DCU for a minute. Bro.
No, the backstory was good. I was just talking about his character outside of his backstory. Was
I mean, I guess, but like, bro, the backstory for him was amazing.
Bro, unless they give me a 10 out of 10 Martian Manhunter
Nina's was
backstory.
probably the weakest, and it was still fucking like great.
Yeah.
Nina's was probably the weakest, and like how
than
good
G.I.
was
Robot?
Nina's?
I think G.I. Robot's backstory was the weakest, but like in terms of like emotional, like whatever. But
I mean, I guess.
no, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, but like unless we get like a 10 out of 10 Martian Manhunter delivery on that backstory, I don't think we're getting a backstory to the level of Phosphorus.
Yeah, Phosphorus was really good.
Maybe the Bride, like
Phosphorus was really good. Bride was fucking amazing.
yeah.
Bride was amazing. Like
I think Foster's backstory is better, but Bride was a better character in the show.
Oh, for sure.
Because I don't like how Phosphorus, they made him like low-key stupid in the current scenes when he was like a literal scientist.
I don't think they made him stupid. I think they made him too different from what we saw in the backstory.
No, they made him really different, and then like bro, like the first
he became too different too quickly.
like in the first episode where he's fighting Rick Flag Sr. And it's like he's fighting for the remote, and Rick and Flag literally tells him, "Do you really think Walter gave me the only remote?" It's like an actual fucking nuclear scientist, or he was nuclear scientist, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, an actual nuclear physicist or whatever he was wouldn't think of there being two remotes. Like,
I mean,
like you could just say he like brain fart, but like that kind of just like.
I mean, yeah, dude. Like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know. I don't think that's the best argument. But like, okay, I'll get my next one. This might be a hot take for you, I guess, because I guess you're not gonna agree with this. I thought episode 4, Chasing Squirrels, the Weasel episode, is the best episode in the show.
No, I'm saying like I thought his backstory was good.
I
just
thought
don't think
that the Weasel's backstory is so good and like emotional, where it's like, because at first when you're first watching it, you're like, oh my god, these kids are gonna be traumatized. But then you think about it, it's like, yeah, a kid like a 6-year-old kid is gonna be the only type of person that's gonna see this creature and be like, hey, do you want to play?
Yeah.
And like I just like the way they made it happen was just so good, and like he's so misunderstood, but because he really is just like an overgrown wolf, dog, whatever you want to say, like
an overgrown weasel.
yeah, like, or like an overgrown weasel, whatever you want to say, like yeah, like they're like he isn't going to be able to defend himself or give the full story, and it's like, I don't know, I just thought it was so good because it's like because he doesn't say anything and he doesn't have any lines, but Sean Gunn still voices him though, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Which is correct. Yeah, I don't know how the fuck he makes those noises, but he doesn't have any actual lines. The fact that so much is left unsaid with the Weasel is just so good because you can tell he's actually like he's capable of advanced thinking, but he still has animalistic instincts, so it still makes for like an actual complex character even though he has no lines. So I just thought that was the reason why his backstory was just so good. And that's the same episode where we see Cersei's vision and we give a sneak peek of the future Justice League. Like, I just thought so much of that episode was so good.
I agree. Episode 4 was, especially the Cersei's vision. Like, I think the backstory was amazing, but I think episode 4 was probably,
Cersei's vision was really good.
Episode 4 was
yeah.
probably the best.
What was better than episode 4?
Nah, yeah, probably episode 4. When was the twist? Was the twist episode 7?
Yeah, it was the last one.
Maybe episode 6? Nah, for episode 4.
Episode 4, yeah. Yeah, let me speed through the rest of the ones I have. The Clayface reveal was good, but I just hope that he's not completely out of character in his movie, because it would be a prequel to this, and like, because the Clayface movie is supposed to be presented as kind of like a body horror thing.
Yeah, it's supposed to make.
And he's like very like silly in the show.
Yeah, that's why they delayed it to October. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
Because they didn't want to releasing. There's like a Marvel project or something coming out around that time.
I don't know, but yeah, that there's that. I thought the show had such a good distinct feel to it, and it sticks to that feel perfectly throughout the whole show. Like everything from the animation style to the humor to the story just fits so well together and just works so well together, bro. Mm-hmm. And so I thought that was really good. I need to see this version of Cersei in live action when we get that Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah,
this adaptation of her is just too good not to. And like I just like it so much. So I definitely need to see that for that Wonder Woman movie. The Batman shot in the phosphorus fucking flashback, dude, that shit looked crazy, bro. Nice. I hope, part of me does want to get like a buff ass fucking Batman just to fucking get that in live action.
Which I think we will. I don't know if we're gonna get a Batfleck.
A Batfleck, no.
No, I don't know if we're getting like a Batfleck level wide, but
yeah, no, probably not that wide, but just like I don't know. I just think that'd be really cool.
I don't think we'll get as lean as Pattinson is.
Yeah. This is my next one. She already was kind of a definitive casting, in my opinion. But the woman who plays Amanda Waller in live action also voices her in the show. And it's just so clear that this is the perfect casting. Like, she is Amanda Waller.
It's the same thing with Nick Fury. It's like once they casted
yeah,
that,
that is
character was
the
changed
fucking
forever.
character. That is the act. Like, I need to see her again in live action soon in an official DCU project.
And my question is just what projects would her?
She's supposed to have her own show. But, like, that's kind of been put in, like, development hell. Like, it hasn't really gone through
I don't know how I feel about
development, like, properly.
But
well, no, because it's supposed to kind of tie into, like, Peacemaker Season 2 and stuff.
that's kind of weak. But
I don't think so. I mean, her daughter's running Checkmate and stuff.
Okay,
but,
let's move to...
Yeah, my last one, every fight scene and action sequence in the show was just amazing.
Yeah, the fight scenes were. But
Yeah.
that's just kind of expected with animated shows.
I guess, sure.
Okay.
Give your first con.
Oh, wait, no, there's one thing I really wanted to make. I completely forgot about this. So, actually, never mind. That's low-key stupid now. I had written down, it's like this team versus like the Suicide Squad movie teams. In terms of like which one you liked more. I think this team. Well, because you could pick Suicide Squad.
Which one I like more? This one, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, okay, let's move to cons.
Yeah.
I just didn't like the princess at all. She had like no motivation for other than like wanting to like boost her country. She had no motivation for trying to take over the world other than just being a bitch.
Yes.
And it's like there's ways to do evil for the sake of evil characters. Like Reverse Flash is evil for the sake of evil. Palpatine as well, evil for the sake of evil, and they're done much better than this girl is. I also like
Is Reverse Flash evil for the sake
or
of
no,
evil?
there's like one, like in a lot of iterations he is, but there's like a few times where he's like actually got like screwed over because like Barry Allen was like, I don't know, it was.
He's more evil for the sake of just jealousy.
Yeah, it's jealous, but jealousy and evil.
It's
you
could say
Palpatine.
Extreme jealousy could push it to the point of
you
like
could say
being as evil.
You could
as
say
he is.
Palpatine's evil for the sake of envy at that point, like because he just
you
wants
can't.
everything. But like, I also feel like the sexual scenes with her and Rick Flag. I feel like
Ew.
like.
Dude, it was.
I didn't like them. Like it's like okay, you could put them in, but like they were just entirely unnecessary to be there.
And some of the like the camera work too was like every single time like the shot where if the princess came into a scene, the shot was always just focusing on her ass or like
which is
like where they start making out and the first thing you see is Flag just gripping on her like.
It's like that's written in a way where it's like. There's a lot of different animated shows that do that, and I never like it because it's like if you're gonna include sexual scenes in any show, any media whatsoever, there should be a reasoning behind it. If not, it's literally just there because you're a fucking gooner.
Yeah, and
like,
a lot of it did feel kind of like goon
like
fuel.
When there are sexual scenes in like there's a movie coming out soon called Wuthering Heights, which
I thought it already came out. No,
did it already come out?
I think so.
I think it comes out like this weekend actually.
No, I think it already came out because I saw a review on TikTok for it. This guy was hating on it.
Yeah, and it's like the book itself. There's a lot of sexual scenes and there's a lot of meaning behind those sexual scenes. The movie, I don't know about. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard bad things.
From what I've heard, it's not the case.
Yeah, I've heard it's millennial goon fuel, but
yeah.
That's my take on that. I don't have that many cons either. I'm not
I agree. I don't think the princess. What was her name? Alana.
Something like that.
I think it was Alana.
I literally just wrote the princess. On my notes.
Yeah, I just don't think she was written very well.
I don't think she was an amazing villain.
She wasn't. I did have an issue with like the over sexualization of her character. Because I think that kind of extends to like a lot of the female characters in this show where like the way they're kind of like the outfits
Nina.
they get.
Like Nina.
Yeah, like Nina. There's a
like
moment
Nina
where
was
like
the second one.
the bride just randomly is just wearing a corset and nothing else for like the last like act of the show, and it's like, what are we like? Why?
Yeah, and it's like, bro, like,
and like Phosphorus tries flirting with her. It's like, is it in character for Phosphorus to be flirting with her as hard as he does?
Yeah, like personally, like I've never been opposed to sexual stuff being shown in media because it's like it's a thing that happens in real life. You can't just deny it. Yeah. But if you're gonna put it there, have a reason for putting it there other than you want to see it. Like,
yeah, like there was one shot that like really kind of got on my nerves that I really didn't like, where it was when Nina's backstory and she's still in high school at this point.
Yeah.
And when she runs away from her dad's house to go live like a fish, there's a scene where you see her taking her clothes off, and the way she's kind of like animated, it's like in a sexual way. I'm like, this is supposed to be a high schooler.
Yeah,
that really did rub me the wrong way a little bit. I just didn't like that.
It was weird, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that too much. I'll give my next one. I'm not the biggest fan of the characterization of Frankenstein's monster in this show. James Gunn thrives with lesser-known characters that he's free to kind of change and mold as he wants. Frankenstein's monster is not one of them.
Yeah, Frankenstein's monster
because
is the most known.
The fact that he's been alive for so long and still fails to learn from his mistakes and goes against the entire concept of his story. And what's up with his name being Eric? And the worst of all, I thought it was really dumb that he killed the blind lady.
Yeah, killing the...
I thought it was really dumb.
She's blind? I thought she was just old.
She was it is said in multiple lines of dialogue that she's blind.
I'm not forgot that. I can't lie. But his character, bro, because there's that was James Gunn trying to change the character, and I think it was...
I did not like it at all.
It was trying to change the character to add more to the bride, kind of. And or the scene where they were
because it felt like it was only serving the bride, but you can't do that because they also gave Frankenstein a whole ass episode where he got a backstory. Yeah, and it's dude, you can't fucking do that.
We're in the bride's backstory where he's sitting there holding the flowers, and it was just and I get he's fresh, still kind of young then, but the scene where literally the first thing we see of him, he's on a yacht with a bunch of girls.
Yeah, it's dude, you can't tell me by 1,000 years later this guy still hasn't fucking learned.
It's more 200. It's more 100.
Bro, you get my I'm not saying exact, but you get what I'm trying to say. I think it's kind of stupid because the whole point is that even in the original novel, this guy learned stuff like this.
Yeah, because the point
he learned how to speak in the span of a week.
Because he's supposed to represent how actual humans are in their learning phase, which is between 9 months to 5 years or something like that.
Yeah, it's
where you learn stuff, you pick up stuff like that, bro.
Very quickly, yes, very quickly.
And it's Frankenstein's whole thing is he's supposed to be like that his whole time. He's not supposed to just be a fucking monster.
And we see that with the bride, but we don't see that with Eric or Frankenstein's creature.
I will say I like the bride's accent, her kind of her voice actor.
I did. I just think within I don't think I like I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't think I like the fact that they had such different accents.
Well, no, they should have all had Russian accents.
Yeah.
Pokolistan.
Yeah. Because they changed it so that everything is in Pokolistan, yeah.
Pokolistan, I mean. The one girl we hear that actually speaks there is or the princess has a Russian accent. The girl that speaks from there has a Russian accent. It's bro, they should have all had Russian accents for real, but
Yeah. You give your next con.
I wish we got more out of Rick Flag Sr. I feel like they kind of didn't do a lot with his character, with the grieving of Rick Flag. They didn't do much.
Well, because that kind of is in Peacemaker.
It's kind of in Peacemaker, and obviously his characters.
That's his main motivation.
His character's in Superman as well.
Yeah,
which is but his character.
So I think it makes sense that they didn't do a lot with him.
Also,
in
his
show.
character in Superman is wildly different than it is in the show. Which is I don't understand.
Actually, I don't think it's wildly different from this show. I think it's wildly different from Peacemaker.
It is from the show. It is also a lot different though.
No,
because in Superman he says something. He's to Superman. He's you're not a human. You don't get any rights. And it's you're doing that.
No, that wasn't him.
That wasn't him?
No, I don't think so.
No.
He was apologetic towards Superman when they had to arrest him. He's I'm sorry about this.
Is it? I
think if it was him that delivered that line, it wasn't in the way you're thinking about.
Yeah.
It was more unfortunately, since you're not technically human, you don't get rights.
I guess. I don't know. His character just struck me as so different in this compared to
And it does kind of make sense that he says that because of the fact that he's worked with so many characters who aren't technically human. So that didn't really bother me.
To like them. I don't know.
But
in general,
no, but I think he said it in Superman out of a place of sympathy.
I don't know. I have to rewatch the scene that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But even just that, even besides that, they didn't do a lot with his character outside of they didn't do a lot with the grief. They didn't do a lot with just him as a character. He was just kind of the leader that was there, and then they had him fuck Nina.
Well, not Nina.
Or not Nina.
Alana.
Alana or whatever.
Yeah.
The princess, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't really mind too much. I'll get my next one because we kind of have to get through these. But I thought the show could have done with a bit longer runtime.
I had that as well.
Especially because it doesn't even have the traditional 8 episodes. And, like, I'll say this, even though the pacing does work pretty well within the current runtimes, considering the fact that it's the first entry into the DCU canon, I feel like they should have explored and expanded upon certain plot points a bit more. Like, Cersei's vision and its implications, or expanding on the backstories of these characters, because they're all just, like, really good. And so it's like, I feel like they could have done more with it.
Yeah. They could have delved more into Cersei's actual power. They could have delved more into that terrorist group. Because, like, they were kind of ignored for a lot of it.
Yeah.
In favor of the actual backstories of the
The
main
Sons of
characters.
Themyscira, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Especially because I think the plan originally was that they were going to expand on that in, like, the Themyscira show. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of been canceled now? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. But, give your next one.
Look, this is what I'm saying. So, if this show doesn't get a season 2, this entire show was, like, entirely unnecessary. Because we're never seeing any of these characters outside of this show, other than Waller. Other than Rick Flag, Rick Flag and Waller, we're never seeing. We're never seeing Phosphorus in another DC project.
Well, here's the thing. From what I've heard, when they casted the voice actors for these characters, they were casted with the intention of having the ability to play them in live action as well. So the intention is that we see these guys again, especially because there is already talks of a season 2, and I don't see like King Shark, who was shown at the end of this season, has already been seen in live action.
Yeah, but like, if they do actually get live action counterparts, I think it would be interesting if they switch the second season to live action. But they probably won't.
No, they wouldn't do that.
No, they wouldn't. I think it'd be interesting. I don't think they will. But it's just like,
I don't think it would. I don't
think any of these characters are going to translate well to other. Like, unless you want to put like.
I think they could.
Unless you want.
I think the Bride could be good in live action.
I mean, the Bride could be good in live action, but fucking. Phosphorus. Like, what are we putting him in the Jimmy Olsen show? Like,
Phosphorus is probably the only one just because of how hard it would be to make it look good in live action.
Yeah, but GI Robot. Like,
GI Robot could look good in live action.
No, GI Robot could look good in live action. It's just, what is he gonna do? Like, what, you're gonna throw him in Gotham? Like,
no, you're not gonna throw him in Gotham. That's the whole point is that he's still with fucking the creature commandos. But yeah, I don't know. I'll get my next one. This is kind of like. It's not really a serious con, but the most unrealistic part of Nina's character background is that not one single high school kid thought she was a fish baddie and was like trying to awkwardly flirt with her and be like, "Can I get inside your gills or something?" Like, bro, let's be honest. Like, if you have been inside of an American high school, if you pictured a character like that in your high school, there would be at least a group of 6 kids going up to that girl and being like, "Can I put my schlong in your gills?" Like, let's just be realistic, man.
Are you including yourself in those 6?
God, no.
Okay, whatever. I think my last real one here was just kind of just like the Weasel. Didn't really do too much outside of his flashback.
I mean...
That was my last one. Which we already talked about it, so I'm like going to kind of glaze. That's my last, like, real one here.
I guess I'll get my next few so we could kind of just like scrap through. We already gone like over our time for this segment. The last episode is unfortunately what this show fails at, and although it wasn't a bad episode of television, the twist does not really make sense with the way the Bride acted after Nina's death. If she knew Alana was evil the whole time, why did she just let her walk off after killing Nina? Why did she just let the Weasel off the hook for fucking it all up? We also never got to learn why Alana was evil in the first place and why she wanted to end the world. Other than just, oh, I want to just cause. Yeah. Like, that's not real motivation, man. If you're going to do a twist like that, like, I was expecting her, right, to, when she's being confronted by a Bride, to be like, all I wanted was this and this and this for my country. Give me some sort of explanation, something. She just gets shot.
This is where...
And we never get that.
Like, this is where, like, I say, like... Okay, personally, this is going to be, like, kind of dark for a second. This is where, personally, if they added to her backstory, especially with how sexual they made her character in the show, if they added some sort of... If they added some sort of part of her backstory of something like sexual assault or something like that into her, like, character, it would more explain why she was so, like, with those actions in the show, why she's evil. Like, it's like, there are ways you could have, like, especially with female characters, writing them as evil, there's a lot more you can do than with male characters normally. For why they can be evil, whether it be like cheating, heartbreak, whatever. Well, you can, but like it's different. You get what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I just didn't really like the twist because it's like it puts a lot of actions especially in that final episode, just into question of like, why did they act like this? Why did this happen?
No,
Why did
the
that
actual
happen?
actions. The twist I felt like was fine. The actual action in the episode was kind of.
It's the implications of that twist don't make sense when you include, like, if the bride knew the whole time, why did she act the way she did?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make. I don't like it. And like, as much as part of me is happy that G.I. Robot is still around because of how cool he is, I still don't think he should have been brought back, because his death scene was so good and was most likely what gave Nina like the determination to try and kill the princess, because that was like an emotional moment for her. And so she kind of like, I don't want to say that fueled her, because like fucking obviously Alana wasn't the one who killed him.
Yeah.
But like part of it was like that's what gave her the motivation, and then just to bring him back. I don't know. I like, even though I love G.I. Robot, I don't know about that.
Bruh. Pump fake deaths are the worst.
Yeah.
There's so many
I hate it so much.
So many media's pump fake deaths so often.
Like, you have to be one of the best writers in the world to make me like a pump fake death.
Yeah.
I usually hate those.
Like, I don't mind the G.I. Robot one, but it's not good. Like, it's not, like, I don't like it.
No. I think I dislike pump fake deaths more than you. That genuinely annoyed me.
No, you definitely dislike them more than me.
That genuinely annoyed me. But yeah. My last two are kind of like small. This may not end up being the case, but if this is how Clayface canonically dies in the DCU, then that would suck ass. That would suck balls. I would hate
like not
that.
seeing him. I really want to.
Like, we would only see him in live action in a prequel.
Like, bro, because Clayface is like set up perfectly to be in the Jimmy Olsen show. Because other than Gorilla Grodd, we know nothing about that show. It's like, I feel like Clayface is the perfect character to throw into that show. If he's not dead. If he's not dead, it's like, bro.
Because the last time we see him, his clay is just sitting all around there. It's like, we don't know if he's alive.
Yeah, but they might do like a Sandman thing where it's like,
I mean, I guess, yeah. But my last one, since the last episode canonized King Shark, who was in James Gunn's Suicide Squad, why wasn't he in the team to begin with?
I actually could not tell you.
Yeah,
I don't know, because we don't. Yeah, I have no clue in there.
Yeah, it's just, I like why was he not there to begin with? Because we already know that Waller has worked with him before in the Suicide Squad movie. We know that takes place before this.
Yeah.
So why was he not on the team to begin with? Like, why would you not get him and Nina on the same team? Would that not be good?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they didn't want to do him and Weasel again for two characters who can barely communicate. That would be my best guess on why they didn't do both of those characters again. Because Weasel was basically.
I mean, I guess, but give me like an in-universe reason.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, if we do get a season 2 with King Shark, I would like to be given an in-universe reason why. But even then, for season 2, Weasel's still on the team.
Yeah.
So you can't really.
Maybe they're gonna be like, oh, he was on a separate deployment with like Harley Quinn or some shit.
I don't know, bro. But
okay. Do you want to explain, or do you think we have enough time to do what I told you about?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Here, I'll do it real fast.
You want to explain it?
So, it's basically going to be a King of the Hill, or if like, it's going to be a knockout tournament, basically, where we have two sides of the bracket. We're going to start with the left side, then do the right side. And then it's basically, we're going to work our way up, so it's going to be how many do we have? So it's going to be a quarterfinal, a semifinal, and a final.
Yes.
Basically.
Pretty much.
And so, since we don't have cameras, and originally we were planning to do this segment with our friend Justin, but he may or may not have flaked on us.
Yes.
So,
a little bitch.
So we're gonna be basically playing rock paper scissors, and we're whoever wins the rock paper scissors gets to pick which movie they want to argue for, and the other person has to try their best, even if it is a complete sweep, to argue the other movie.
Yeah. So basically, it's only Marvel and DC projects. And, like, we're going to fucking go through them.
And they're mostly, like, some of the better or worse.
Yeah.
Like, there are very few mid projects in here, I think.
We went over our time limit for the last segment. So, should we just start?
Yeah, let's just start.
Okay.
So, we're going to say it out loud. So
yeah, our first competition, or our first two movies that we're putting up against each other. Which one is better? Spider-Man Homecoming or Matt Reeves' The Batman 2022?
Okay. Ready?
Rock, paper, scissors, rock.
This is scissors. You won. You won.
You know which one I'm getting.
I got confused.
The Batman 2022 is what I'm going to choose because that's my favorite movie of all time.
Oh, you get less time. Since you got you get like 30 seconds. Go.
I got like 30 seconds? Okay. Number one, why it's better than Spider-Man Homecoming. It just is. I'm sorry. Like everything from like, I've never seen a movie be able to handle a 3-hour runtime as well as the Batman does. I don't think that there is a single character in Spider-Man Homecoming, including Zendaya's MJ, including Liz Allen, including Peter Parker, including Ned Leeds, including what's his name, Vulture in that movie. They don't get the same level nearly of writing that even a character like Catwoman in that movie gets. Or Bruce Wayne is in a fucking category of his own in terms of he is the best written character DC has probably, like, that version of Bruce Wayne is probably the best written character DC has put out in the last like 15 years. Like, that's how good he is. And so I just don't think Homecoming even has a character that could stack up in terms of writing to even like Catwoman.
Yeah. I'll try to give an argument, even though I agree with you. So for me, it's really just going to be Homecoming connected. Like, it was the best way to bring Spider-Man into Marvel again. Because obviously the old Spider-Man movies were like Sony. So when they connected him from was it Civil War was the movie he was in? Because Civil War he was in first and then it was Homecoming, correct? Mm-hmm. I feel like the way that they brought him in, that was the best we've seen of teenage Peter Parker. Like in the Andrew Garfield and the Tobey Maguire movies, I don't even think he was a teen in the Maguire movies. And in the Garfield movies, he was still in high school, but we didn't really get that, like, teenager vibe from him, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Tom Holland's, like, kind of, like, in school, all of that. Him actually struggling with, not the start of Spider-Man, but, like, kind of his own, like, problems outside of Spider-Man, and that, it was done well. I lost. I'm gonna say this. I, like, literally.
Okay, but wait, no, you obviously lost.
It's so hard. Let
me ask you this, though. Do you actually believe what you just said?
I believe some of it. Like, I think, like, no, because I genuinely believe, bro, because I have to argue for a movie that's just like a 7.5 out of 10 versus a 10 out of 10 movie. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not winning.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, you believe that's the best teenage Peter Parker we've ever seen?
In live action.
In live action.
I don't think...
You don't think TASM 1 had a better teenage Peter Parker?
In terms of, like, the actual, like, teenage, like, Spider-Man vibe, like, no. I think TASM 1 was better than Homecoming.
Oh, wow, I think that's a hotter take. That's a pretty hot take, bro.
I liked the
TASM 1 was pretty bad.
I liked TASM 1 a lot, and I think Homecoming has its own flaws. But
Homecoming definitely has its flaws, but it does have the lifting the boulder scene.
Yes.
Vulture is good.
Yes, but
the like, Iron Boy Jr. stuff is pretty bad though.
Yes, the Iron
and Liz
Boy
Allen
Jr.
is not a good love interest.
And Liz Allen is not.
And Ned Leeds is annoying.
Yes, so it's like, but I feel like connecting like him with the high school and all of that, and MJ kind of being really like weird emo in that movie I didn't like either. But like,
okay.
So I did the best I could.
Advancing out of that matchup is going to obviously be the Batman 2022 Matt Reeves. Our next one, which movie is better? Avengers Endgame or the first Wonder Woman movie with Gal Gadot?
I actually don't know which one to pick here. Okay.
You want to do rock paper? Okay. Let's say rock paper scissors shoot, and then after we do it, we say out loud what we did.
Okay, yeah, because I confused myself last time.
Rock paper scissors shoot. We did paper.
Okay, we both went paper. Ready?
Rock paper scissors shoot.
Paper and rock. I won.
Okay.
So I think I'm actually gonna choose to do Wonder Woman here.
Okay. You go first then.
Because I think this one is close, but I want to choose Wonder Woman here.
You won. You go first.
So my thing for Wonder Woman is how even with, so there is a flaw, and that flaw is Gal Gadot. Exclude Gal Gadot's bad acting from this movie. excluding that, this movie was genuinely generational. Like, that was the first female-led superhero movie ever, in terms of live action. Like, it was just...
Is that true?
Yeah, it was like a massive thing when it came out. That's why people hated Black Widow. Because they were like, oh, they just tried to copy the Wonder Woman form. And it was like, not even close. That's why people hated the Black Widow movie. Because it was like the similar thing to like Black Panther. That was the first like African-American like led live action superhero movie. Like, it was the same thing. Like, it was generational. It was worldwide. You're taking one of the most popular characters, one of the most influential fictional characters ever. You're putting on live screen. The Ares plotline was good. The actual Themyscira in that movie was good. I forgot his name. The pilot.
Steve Trevor.
He was a really good love interest. Even the carryover to the next movie, which I'm not gonna talk about that there. But I think they delivered that well. They delivered Wonder Woman, and this kind of plays in with Gal Gadot's acting. They delivered Wonder Woman trying to discover the outside world, trying to discover interactions, trying to discover emotions beyond just like what she's known on Themyscira.
Okay.
I think that's delivered extremely well, and I think it actually outshines a lot of Endgame's flaws, because Endgame, we can both agree, has a lot of flaws in the way it was delivered, and it was kind of just built for the cinematic, whereas Wonder Woman actually had good writing across that covered up the really bad flaw that was Gal Gadot.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I will.
Okay.
It has been a while since I watched that movie, but that's my argument.
It's been a while since I've watched both of these movies, to be fair. But here's what I'm gonna say. Because I get to go second, I can actually rebuttal what you said. Number one, you can't start off by saying that, like, just excuse the main character's bad acting. You can't say that. So that's the first thing. Hold on. Hold on. It's my turn to speak. Okay, you can't say that because unfortunately that's not really like I could say anything about Endgame and be like, okay, well, the time travel stuff was bad, Black Widow dying was bad, but if you just excuse that, then it's a good movie. And if you do excuse that, it is a better movie. Every kind of pro that you mentioned for Wonder Woman, it being generational, it being like super good in the way that like it was like the way it was written was amazing and this and that, and you see so many good things happen. It's like the amount of like strengths coming into Endgame. I'm talking about the portal scene. I'm talking about Tony's sacrifice. I'm talking about them going back and finding Thanos. Them, you know, Thor's arc within that movie of him finally being able to like put his demons to rest, right? The Guardians in that movie were really good, right? All those strengths kind of outweigh Wonder Woman's strengths simply because of the scale of it. And because the scale was so much bigger and was handled so well, it does go above certain things like a good love interest or, you know, a good Themyscira. Because the thing is, bro, if you have certain scenes like, you know, Tony and his daughter, Peter coming back to life, you know, the Guardians in that movie were amazing. Like I think you had certain stuff with like Gamora and Thanos. Was that like when
that was Infinity War?
That was Infinity War. Oh yeah. Either way, but there was just so much good stuff in that movie that came out that like so much like good moments that you just can't really like put certain shit like a good love interest over those things. Like the portal scene alone is just like it makes it better. And even though yes, the time travel stuff isn't good, and yes, Black Widow dying wasn't amazing, that scene is still very emotional. That scene is what goes on to create the entire plot line for a whole Disney Plus show in Hawkeye. So the fact that these moments create actual entire storylines on their own because of how big in gravity they were puts it above Wonder Woman.
I don't know. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the universal scale of it is like, well, because the actual Endgame universe, like in scale universe of it. But I'm gonna be honest. If it was talking about me personally, I think I preferred Wonder Woman just because the actual writing of the movie was better. But if you, I'll let you pick on which one you think deserves to win that round. And we do kind of have to go based off the arguments. So, like, if we're going
if we're going based off
I
the
think your argument
arguments,
was a bit better.
I think mine
because it's like,
was
bro,
a bit
because it's
better.
impossible not to mention Gal Gadot when you're.
I'll say
talking
this
about a
though,
movie.
if I was arguing for Wonder Woman, I think I could have won.
No. Well, bro, because it's like it's impossible to mention that movie because it like Gal Gadot's bad acting does play into like how good that movie is.
Yes.
Because she's incapable of acting emotion,
Yes.
which kind of
Yes.
works. Which is like that's why you kind of have to. That's why I kind of let off. Like I worded it wrong, but that's why I let off what you say like excusing this because like the movie does excuse that perfectly. Yeah, but we'll say Endgame won that. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll say Endgame won that.
Oh my god! Wait, this one's gonna be hard.
The next one.
I haven't seen either of these.
I've
I've only seen like videos about them.
Well, tough slug, bro. We already approved this list before, so I've only seen one of them to be fair. But our next one, which of these two Marvel or DC projects is better than the other one? The Flash movie with Ezra Miller, or Miss Marvel, the Disney Plus MCU show?
We look, you gotta go a little faster because we're running out of time.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay.
Okay.
Which one are you picking?
I won. I'm going to be picking Miss Marvel.
Okay.
Do I have to go first because I won?
Yes. That's how we're gonna do it.
I made my argument for Miss Marvel, and to make my argument for Miss Marvel, I'm going to start with why The Flash is terrible. The Flash is terrible, number one, because you did a Flashpoint plotline without a Reverse Flash. You had a terrible CGI. You made a Nick Cage Superman you didn't need to do. You brought back Christopher Reeve with CGI that you didn't need to do that. Michael Keaton's Batman was somehow better than Ben Affleck's Batman, even though he was like 70 years old. Ben Affleck's Batman was terrible in that movie. Wonder Woman had the most pointless cameo, and that's why that movie was terrible. We go on to Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel obviously does have its weaknesses in terms of kind of weak writing in certain areas, but it did very good in terms of being able to write the family dynamic and how much she actually cares for her family. I didn't like how they changed her powers, but the way that they explained the powers and how they work in that show worked because it is like a family heirloom. The bangles and stuff get passed down generation to generation. She gets the bangles and she goes on this kind of like journey where she kind of discovers herself. And I think she did really good because it was kind of one of the only projects of an MCU where it's a young character that doesn't really have like this like super super known mentor that's like she, it wasn't like a Spider-Man having an Iron Man, or like you get Kate Bishop had Clint Barton. Like it wasn't like that, and she kind of had to figure stuff out on her own. And I just thought it was a really good in terms of the way that they wrote her character, because it was a story a lot about like discovering who she was now that she was no longer a normal kid. And you get to see how even after she gets these powers and after she goes through all of this stuff within, she's running from like really bad people, and she's still finding a way to like still be herself and stuff. So I think for that reason it's better than the Flash movie.
Okay.
I really struggled with that because I kind of forgot the entire plot of that show.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was the Marvels. I was so confused. Like, and then you start talking about the Bengals. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not thinking of the right project. No, okay. For the Flash movie, so yes, there was a Flashpoint with no Reverse Flash, but we have seen it semi done before in some comic lines, and it is. Doing it without a Reverse Flash, it is possible, and I think that with what they had to work with how bad that the Snyderverse was, how bad Ezra Miller was, I feel like they actually ended up delivering some parts of the Flashpoint well. I don't think the Flashpoint was done well, but it was the only way they could have properly rebooted the DCU, or the DCEU to the DCU. I think that was a much cleaner reboot. I think that reboot might end up like being like cleaner than the reboot that we end up seeing in Secret Wars, because that is going to be a lot. That is going to be a lot at once. That's all I'm gonna say. But I feel like that movie in itself was a reboot movie. It was to basically erase all of the damage that Zack Snyder has done. And I will say there was one thing, bro. Superwoman in that movie. That's my last talking point. I'm done for the day.
Okay. I can't rebuttal what you said at all. Did you have to go off of that?
Yeah.
I'm going to be biased, but mine was better.
I mean, yeah, you said more, but it's also like...
Well, because, bro, your main argument was literally like, oh, well, it's just a reboot movie. So even if it's ass, it's fine because they made the DCU.
No, but it was like... It was a decent...
Like, if the DCU ends up being peak... That does not make this movie any better just because they rebooted it.
I'm not saying that at all, but it's like there's no defending point for that movie. Ezra Miller was shit.
Dude,
CGI was shit.
One of the things you said, I was trying so hard not to cut you off, was when you were like, yeah, like this movie had to like work around Ezra Miller being so bad. It's like, yeah, and their solution to that was just to make him play two characters.
Yeah, it was like bro, Ezra Miller was shit. The Snyderverse was shit. Like literally, the only good thing about that movie was the Supergirl, Superwoman, whatever in that movie. That was the only thing people liked about that movie.
Okay.
Which I will say, she was pretty good, but like.
Okay. Well, I like no, because then. If you acknowledge Supergirl being good in that movie, then you also have to acknowledge that they brought back Zod for no reason, and they made the main villain of a Flashpoint movie, General Zod, from 2013 Man of Steel.
My days. Okay, yeah,
yeah.
Like, there's no defending that. I've gotten two.
That's
it's just there's no defending.
Yeah. Okay, our next one that we'll go on to. Which of these two projects is better, Captain America: Civil War or Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 2?
Spider-Man 2 is Green Goblin, right? It is...
Spider-Man 2 is not Green Goblin. Spider-Man 2 is Doc Ock.
Doc Ock. Okay. I just want to make sure I got that right before I do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're doing rock, paper, scissors?
Yes.
Okay, right.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Both punch scissors.
Yeah. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Fuck.
I got paper, he got rock.
I know.
What am I going to choose?
I think I know what you're going to pick.
I am going... This honestly is kind of putting me in a tough position because I cannot remember the last time I watched Spider-Man 2. So just because my memory is so ass on that movie, I'm going to have to pick Civil War.
It's the exact same thing for me. God damn.
So I'm gonna start. I can't do what I did with the last one. Start why the other one is bad. So I'm gonna explain why I like Civil War. Number one, I think Civil War, in terms of how it handles the conflict between Captain America and Iron Man, was so good because you could see how both sides could technically be right. Because from Iron Man's perspective, you could see exactly why his motivations lead him to want to be in a group that can be put in check because of what their actions in Sokovia from the last Avengers movie before that, Age of Ultron, what they ended up doing, all that stuff. But then you could also see from Captain America's perspective that if we need to be somewhere and they don't let us go, what do? And the way that they treat Wanda in that movie, and the way how, they want to, like, the people Tony wants to be in charge, they're not going to treat people like Wanda very good because she is tied to the whole Sokovia stuff. And that's what makes the main compelling plot line of that movie so good, is because because the whole concept of it really is just like, you're playing, it's like a 6-year-old playing with his action figures in his room, and he's making the two best heroes go up against each other. But you're making it with good writing, so it works. And so it's like the characters and the sides that they pick, it makes sense. It makes sense why Black Widow goes with Iron Man. It makes sense why, obviously, Bucky is with Steve, and why Sam Wilson goes off with Steve. It makes sense why a lot of these characters choose the sides that they end up being on. And it seems that a lot of the shit that goes on in this movie just works really well, and it's written very well in a way that just makes sense. And on top of the fact that they introduced Spider-Man in that movie, they that movie pretty much sets up Infinity War and like the group dynamics for Infinity War, which probably is the best ever Marvel project we've had so far. So like, if you account what the movie did during its runtime, the characters it introduced, the group dynamics that it introduced, and what it eventually ended up leading up to, which was Infinity War, I think you have to say this is better than Spider-Man 2.
There's a few things I'm kind of glad you didn't say. Okay, I'm going to go for Spider-Man 2. So, my argument for Spider-Man 2 is, it is genuinely an amazing representation of the actual concept of Spider-Man. It is, Spider-Man is a human who got power. He is a, actual person. Spider-Man 2, we see him struggling with finances. Mary Jane got engaged, and not to him. We see emotional struggles to the point where the stress is so bad where he actually loses his powers for part of the movie. And so in this movie we see him losing his powers, and we have to see him coming to terms with what he has accepted, what he the burden he has taken on as Spider-Man, with acknowledging himself, his duty. And we see him going through an actual emotional arc, getting his powers back. We see Harry Osborn, who is by far the best Spider-Man best friend, whatever you want to say, in any of the live action movies. We see Harry Osborn, who is grieving his father's death, and I think that's when we see his introduction to maybe his powers and the Green Goblin stuff is in that movie. We see Doc Ock, and Doc Ock is obviously one of the most iconic Spider-Man villains of all time. We see his character's done really well in that movie, and then it transfers over to the newer movie, and it's blanking. But that Spider-Man movie actually did a lot for the character. It is one of the best transfers of Spider-Man, the concept, to Spider-Man on screen, which oftentimes in a lot of movies we see that transfer doesn't go well. For a lot of characters, Thor, the concept, to Thor on screen is two entirely different things. Captain America, the concept, to some of the Captain America on scene scenes, it's not as done as good as it could be, even though I do think Captain America in the MCU was good. But this movie in itself actually transfers what Spider-Man is meant to be better than any of the other Spider-Man movies, other than maybe No Way Home. That's the only exception I will give there. That's what I have to say there. I'm really glad you didn't talk about Black Panther being brought up in Civil War, because that was where he got introduced as well.
Yeah. I almost forgot about that. I'm going to be honest. I really wish we had a third person here to judge.
Well, yeah. I think...
Because I genuinely don't know. Okay. Because I really see your argument, and this is probably the best Spider-Man movie for me.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2 is the best out of any of the live Spider-Man.
Yeah. I really don't know what would go through.
If we're talking about personally...
So just based off of what we said.
In terms of personally picking a movie that I liked more when I watched it,
I would say
Spider-Man 2.
I would say Civil War in terms of which movie I would like more. But based off of the arguments we made, I genuinely don't know what would go through. Because I feel we brought up really good stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Should we do rock, paper, scissors?
Sure.
Okay.
Alrighty. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I won.
Spider-Man 2 goes through.
And by the way, it was rock versus scissors. So I won.
Bro, if Justin didn't flake, bro, he would have been the perfect.
Yeah, he would have been a
judge
perfect
for this.
judge as well.
He would have been the perfect judge for this.
But okay, yeah. So now we are on to Winter Soldier versus Superman.
James Gunn's a Superman.
James Gunn Superman. Yeah, sorry.
So which one is better? Captain America Winter Soldier or James Gunn's a Superman?
Rock, paper, scissors. You get to think once we figure out who won.
Yeah, okay.
Alrighty? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Paper,
Both
paper.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I went scissors, he went paper. I get to choose. I'm gonna be honest. This might be another situation where I've spent way too much time not watching one of them.
Yeah, we both watched Superman way more recently.
I'm gonna say Superman because the arguments I'm gonna be able to make for it. I'm gonna know what I'm talking about more. So I'm gonna say Superman.
Alright.
It's been a very long time since I've watched Winter Soldier.
Alright. I have some decent talking points for both, so
Okay.
I think I'd do better with the Superman movie, but I think I can give a good performance.
A good performance. Oh god.
Anyway.
Bro, I really wish we had a judge. This is so annoying to do without a judge. Okay. I'm just gonna start. My argument for why James Gunn's Superman is better than Captain America Winter Soldier. Number one, a lot of people echoed this sentiment when the movie came out. This movie is the closest we've ever seen, I mentioned this before, to a comic book movie in terms of a lot of these images, a lot of the way the characters speak, a lot of the dynamics that we see between these characters, everything from costume design to the visual effects of some of these scenes. It does feel like it's pulled straight out of a comic book, right? The plot points, like there's a point where what do they call it? The Justice Crew?
Justice
Gang, where they're just randomly fighting a kaiju in the background of one of the scenes. Number one, it's beautiful. And number two, it is pulled straight out of a comic. That is the kind of shit you'd see pulled straight out of a comic book. And so I think Superman is better in the sense that these are both comic book movies. And one of them, for Captain America Winter Soldier, it's obviously a good movie, but it does not feel like a comic book movie. Mm-hmm. Superman is a comic book movie in every sense of the word. Everything from the way Lex Luthor was handled. I think Nicholas Hoult is the best Lex Luthor we've had, and probably will ever have, because he's just amazing. And I think I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with him in Man of Tomorrow. I like the dynamic between Lois and Clark, because I think Lois and Clark are really good together, especially considering that in that universe, or by the time the movie takes place, they've only been together for 3 months or something, and it's really good. I think the whole message with Jar Hampoor was really good, and the way that that's handled. I think Guy Gardner was very good. I think that was a very good way to introduce him. I think they really set up future plot points really well in terms of Hawk Girl killing the president of Baravia, and the fact that she does that will probably go on to further the plot point in the overall DCU of people being against the metahumans, and the fact that she just kills the world leader, only goes on and expands on that. And I think the fact that they set up so much future stuff for this movie, it really did feel like it was pulled out of a comic book. And even though you can make an argument that it was messy, but at the same time, all comic books are messy. And they're messy in a way that's charming, in a way that's endearing. And I feel like if you watch Superman and you came out of that movie not liking it, then you just don't like the source material. You just don't like comic books. So why are you watching it? Yeah. So I just feel like Superman, for that reason, is better than Winter Soldier, because of the fact that it is just it is the most faithful thing that we've seen of adapting a comic book onto a screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm doing the Winter Soldier. Okay, so from my arguments for the Winter Soldier is that movie actually ends up... So I'm going to start. One, that movie ends up developing a lot for Steve Rogers' character specifically. Because when you think about this, this was a problem with a lot of Marvel Comics characters outside of the X-Men, is a lot of their characters were flat before their movies, before the beginning of the MCU. So if Captain America 1, where it's him in the war, it develops Captain America. There's some cool scenes. There's some scenes where you see how pure of a person he is. But he is a not intriguing character to watch more than one time. You can't make a sequel, you can't make a spin-off with just that. Introducing Bucky Barnes, his best friend, introducing the actual depth of that character, the years of torture, the years of mind control, the years of all of that. And then it leads up into multiple events that happen later in the series, he killed the Starks, all of that. In the movie, we see at the end, we see Winter Soldier pulling Captain America out of the lake, showing how he's breaking through the mind control. We see the Shield, we see the corrupt Shield, we see what's the name? Hydra. We see Hydra still alive, corrupting Shield. We see the carrier, I forget what it's called. The carrier coming down. There's some really good cinematic scenes. The fight by the destroyed rotor. Like, we see some good scenes in that movie. We see a lot of good character development in that movie. Nick Fury gets shot. Captain America's love interest girl. We see Falcon gets introduced in that movie. That movie itself ends up setting up a lot for later in the MCU. It changes the actual emotional, like, complexion of Steve Rogers' character. It changes what, like, he will end up adding to the MCU so much later on. Because what his message carries to Bucky, then carries to Sam, their message, like, and then it carries to the rest of the Avengers, and then it carries into the Bucky and Sam show, and now it's going to carry to the Thunderbolts and the Sam Wilson's team. Like, this movie ends up being extremely impactful for not only changing Captain America's character beyond what it was before that, but also changing the landscape of the MCU. And that's my argument there.
Okay. I'm going to be honest. I'm really regretting that I didn't start my argument by saying that we never got to see Black Widow and Winter Soldier romancing.
Yes. I was really hoping you wouldn't say that.
I really regret that.
I was really hoping you wouldn't say that.
I really am regretting that shit now. But which argument was better? Did you see what I wrote? Which argument was better? I honestly, I don't know. I really don't fucking know. We can't do rock, paper, scissors again, bro.
Okay, I will say, like,
if it were up to me, which movie I like better would probably be Winter Soldier.
Yeah, which movie okay, in terms of when I watched it, Winter Soldier, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be honest, based off of, like, this may be biased because I said it, but based off of, like, talking about, like, the impact that it had, how it changed Captain America's actual character. Because, like, in the comics before this movie, like, after this movie, obviously, they started writing his character a bit different. But in the comics before this movie, a lot of times he's just written as just, like, what government agent is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, and this movie ends up changing that a lot.
God, I don't know.
So this is my bias. I think I won that. But I also, I love the Superman movie, so...
Dude, I don't know what to... God, this would have been so much better with a judge. I'm gonna be... I'm going to give you it. I'm gonna say Winter Soldier. I'm gonna say your argument was probably better than mine. Because I think you brought up more points in favor. I kind of just repeated the same one.
Yeah.
God, bro. Okay. Let's move on to our next.
Also, brief caveat. This is taking way longer than we thought it would. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the first round. We might only end up getting through this side of the bracket, low key.
Yeah, I think we might only have to do this.
So this might be a multi-episode thing where we do a different part of this every episode until we end up finishing it. So right now, this is one side of the bracket. We're doing the first 4 matchups this episode. And then in the next episode, we'll do the next 4. And then the episode after that, we could probably just do the whole semifinal, which is 4 episodes, and then maybe the final as well on that episode.
Yeah, this could last us a while, to be fair. I kind of didn't realize how long this would take, to be honest.
Well, yeah, because I was, like, thinking about that. Like, I was thinking about that, like, when we started. I'm like, we should have set time limits for how long we can talk for.
Yeah. But to be fair, this would have been so much better if we had a judge, but Justin wants to be a bitch.
He will be here next episode. We will
better, bro.
Actually, no, next episode's Arcane. He's not going to be here.
Should we? Okay. I'm gonna ask you that after we record this. But for our next one, right? We have this one and then 2 more after that, and then we're probably done. Creature Commandos versus Moon Knights, the show we just reviewed, versus Oscar Isaac, playing Moon Knight in the Marvel's Disney Plus.
Let's kind of shoot through these. All right.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors. I went scissors. He went paper. I won. I'm gonna pick Creature Commandos. Okay. Ready? So, Creature Commandos. As we talked about in this episode, and I'm going to have a little bit of thing to go on here because we just talked about this. So this is James Gunn at his best. This is one of the best. We talked about this before. James Gunn is one of the best comic book directors in terms of what we've seen so far. This is his formula. This is, you're taking some unknown characters, or if they are known, you're taking them and kind of making them your own mold. Like Dr. Phosphorus. No one's heard of Dr. Phosphorus. Nina. No one's heard of Nina. Weasel. No one's heard of Nina before James Gunn's Suicide Squad. You're taking these characters, you're building them, you're adding to their backstories, and all of their backstories hit. You're adding on new characters, kind of like Rick Flag Sr. with connections to old characters. You're connecting your universe. Amanda Waller, one of the best like overseer type figures we've seen out of any of these MCU, DCU, anything. Like the only one I could argue is maybe Nick Fury. We're seeing global scale. We're seeing futuristic events. We saw the future Justice League layout. We're seeing Themyscira. We're seeing like these really, and again, I'm going to circle back to the character backstory. These characters and the dynamics of the characters themselves. We're seeing these really tragic, these like destroyed monsters at this point, even though a lot of them were humans at some point or another. Monsters like who have just been emotionally wrecked, forced to be in close proximity to other people similar to them, and we're seeing those dynamics develop. And we're also seeing the dynamics with Rick Flag Sr., where it's like he just wants to do the right. He's not Waller. Like he says that in the first episode. I'm not Waller. I'm not here to torture you guys. Like this, we're like, it literally, like, it is the James Gunn formula, bro. It is that family. It is that natural kind of transition, along with some good writing. I mean, obviously we said it ourselves. Cersei was cool in this show. We're seeing Frankenstein. We're seeing all of this. It's the James Gunn formula actually transferred over in so, like the best way possible. Like it is like a lot of the strengths we saw in the Guardians trilogy transferred over to an animated show, which allows us to get better looking fight scenes. All of this.
Okay. I'll start. Number one, I'm gonna rebuttal what you said. Frankenstein is not a strength. And I'm going to say this. A lot of the emotional things that we got for these characters were very good, yes. And like, I'll say it myself. I think some of these characters, Nina, Phosphorus, Bride, Weasel, some of their backstories were amazing. I think none of them compare to Moon Knight's in this. Because the problem with Moon Knight is that they're dealing with a Disney Plus show. You expect them to kind of shy away from some of these topics. They don't shy away from it at all. They embrace the whole concept of what dissociative identity disorder actually is, what DID is. They embrace the fact that Mark's mom, right, Steven's mom, both of their mom, right, abused them as a kid, like very hard. And it caused him to develop this disorder, to develop these multiple personalities in order to cope with the fact that he was being treated this way at home. And they did not shy away from this. They embraced it. And it's very much a part of these characters, of Stephen Grant, of Mark, that these characters were created, these personalities were created to deal with the trauma from their mother. That is a better backstory than anything we got into in Creature Commandos, even though Creature Commandos still had really good backstories. Moon Knight, the way you see Mark and Steven interacting with each other is very good, because you could see how they are the same person, but how they can coexist, how they learn to coexist throughout the show to share a body, right? That is a lot more of an intimate experience that a lot of people don't really take into account for, is that these motherfuckers live the same life. They share the same body, right? These are not two characters that are just good friends. These are the same people, right? These are different sections of the same person. And so you see how these two work together, how they learn to coexist, how they learn to find love. The Layla is such a good love interest in the story, not so much because of the type of character that she is, even though she is a good character. She ends up being an avatar of a different god in the show. She's still such a good character because she's dating multiple people. And you watch how both of them in their own way learn to care for Layla, learn to love Layla, because of the fact that, they have to share the same body. They are both in a relationship with this person. And that goes so much deeper than someone like Nina being bullied at school, even though I think that was a good thing. I just think that goes so much deeper. I think they did Khonshu in the show amazingly well, because it really shows how you could still it shows how someone in that position of power can take advantage of you, can, exploit you for your weaknesses and kind of manipulate you into thinking that, and manipulate you into thinking that you're doing something good, that that he's doing it all for a reason, that it's all for your own good. You know, Ethan Hawke, the person who plays the villain in the show, he was an ex-avatar of Khonshu, and everything that he brings up about Khonshu is right. Khonshu is manipulative, he is a bad person, and he does not care about Steven as a person, about Mark as a person, about Jake Lockley as a person. He doesn't care about any of these personalities as a person. He wants someone who could exact his justice, whatever you want to say, and not really care about the person inside or the people inside in Moon Knight's case. And the fact that, you know, you're seeing him fight off this villain who is in the right, but he's trying to like course correct it in a way that would make it worse. So it gives you a good motivation for the main villain that's better than what they did for Alana, and it also gives you a good reason for why they have to stop that villain, right? Which makes it way better, because in Creature Commandos, there isn't, the only real reason why Alana ends up being stopped is because somehow Bride was able to pick up on all these clues and form the entire story behind it all in her head somehow, you know? And I just think it's written way better in Moon Knight. I think the way they handle the personalities is better. The way they handle Khonshu is better. The way they handle some of the other gods is way better. The way that they are able to kind of like keep Jake Lockley in and around the plot of the show without actually showing him until the last scene is very good. The main negative about Moon Knight is that it didn't get a season 2.
Yeah. You done?
Yes.
Okay. You definitely won that, and I'm so mad I forgot to talk about it. I literally thought about it before I started talking, and then I blanked. I was gonna say, and you definitely won, by the way. This doesn't add to my argument. But, like, each of those characters from that main crew, they're supposed to represent different types of dehumanization. Like, with Nina, it's her insecurity dehumanizes her. With Phosphorus, it's his own, or with G.I. Robot, he's supposed to be representing the representation of PTSD, and that, where it's like everything to him is reminiscent of Nazis, like even the smallest thing. It's like, I wish I brought that up, because it would have been way closer, but yeah, you definitely won that. Okay, so
I actually like want to say thank you. I don't know which one I would have picked if I got the choice.
No, you definitely did better than me, just because I forgot to talk about the actual better talking points I had. Just because, bro, every time I do these, I'm like going and I'm like trying to talk, and then I start blanking. I'm like, bro. Okay,
we got to do these next two pretty quick.
No,
if we go a little over, it's fine. Let's just try not to reach an hour 40. That'd be kind of crazy.
No, so we're gonna finish up for that. So we have, so on this like list here, we have the left side of the bracket, the right side of the bracket. So we did 3 of the 4 matchups today on the left side of the bracket, and then next episode we're gonna try and squeeze in the final left side of the bracket and then the right side of the bracket. So for the 3 that we did so far, Homecoming versus the Batman won. Endgame versus Wonder Woman, Endgame won. Flash movie versus Miss Marvel won. Civil War versus Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 2 won. And then Winter Soldier versus Superman, we had Winter Soldier win. And then Creature Commandos versus Moon Knight won. So, and then next episode, this might be a multiple episode thing. Next episode, we're gonna finish we have 5 more battles, and then it'll be on to the semifinals, which will probably be the episode after that, and we might do the finals the same episode as well. So
yeah, we'll see. We're gonna learn to manage this way better.
Yeah, we kind of just went into this.
I genuinely went into this thinking, because
also next time we need a judge.
We need a judge. The whole concept of like arguing for each one was kind of made up today, like on the spot. That definitely lengthened, increased the length of this by a lot, but it is better that way. So this might end up being like a recurring thing for a while, for like a secondary
at least a few more weeks.
Yeah, at least a few more weeks. But we're probably gonna end the episode here. If you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, all that stuff. If you're watching on Spotify, follow the podcast. If you see us on TikTok, like our TikToks.
Also,
follow our accounts.
Yeah, for anyone that's listening this far, I mean, I know it's what I do. Like, a lot of times, like, I'll be playing on my laptop, or I'll be playing a game on my PS4, and I'll just have a YouTube video on in the background, or something like that.
Yeah, just toss us up on the background.
Like, we're not expecting everyone to listen to the whole hour, like, intently. But we just appreciate it if we can get more views, more listens, and everything. Yeah. But thank you guys. If anyone has listened to this point, thank you so much for listening. And we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Goodbye.